He says that this would be a great way to keep him busy while I take care of the baby and to make parenting less of a struggle for me and my husband. The thing is, though, we are not struggling. Yes, things aren't perfect, but we're happy and healthy without iPads. Whenever I try to express that to my dad, he ignores me. I've been declining his advice all year. He finally stopped bringing it up about a month ago, and I thought it was over. Last week, he and Shelley got back from a trip abroad. I went to their place to pick up some things I'd asked them to get, and I noticed an iPad box in one of their suitcases. Shelley confirmed they'd gotten it as a Christmas gift for Arthur. When my father tried to deny that, it became clear that they planned on giving it to him behind my back. As calmly as I could, I said I didn't care who they gave that iPad to, but it wouldn't be Arthur. We ended up having a huge fight, and I told them my family wouldn't be attending the Christmas dinner my aunt is hosting unless they promised not to give Arthur the iPad. Both my father and Shelley are furious. They're calling me ungrateful and insist they're only trying to help me and my husband, and we'd see that if we weren't so stubborn. My father is also angry that I'm denying Arthur an expensive gift that many people don't have access to. My husband and I aren't budging, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel like I'm overreacting. I also don't want to spend Lucy's first Christmas without the rest of my family, and when I think about that, this feels absolutely awful. Update 1. Since my post last week, a few things have happened, including Christmas of course. Some people in the comments suggested accepting the iPad but hiding it away until Arthur was old enough to use it. I really didn't want to do that at first, but after talking to my husband, we decided we could try to make it work. I told my father we'd come to my aunt's place for Christmas and accept the iPad on the condition that he didn't let Arthur see it. Our plan was to tell him that Grandpa had gotten him a gift for when he got bigger. He had said he wanted a Hot Wheels track for Christmas a while ago, and my husband and I had bought it for him, so we offered to have my dad gift it to him instead. I expected my father to agree, but instead, he accused me and my husband of not trusting him and Shelley, as well as denying Arthur something he'd spent so much money on. He also dismissed our racetrack idea, stating that he had the right to decide what he'd get for his own grandson. I hung up on him and called my aunt to tell her we weren't coming for Christmas. She asked me about it, and I ended up explaining the entire situation to her. Well, it turns out that mine and my kids' presence was more important to her and my cousins than my father's. My aunt threatened to ban him and Shelley from her place if they gave Arthur the iPad. After a small fight and a crying fit from Shelley, and I'm not exaggerating, she blew up all over the phone, my father apologized and asked what else he could get my son for Christmas. I gave him some ideas like toys, books, and art kits, all stuff that Arthur would like, and he ignored all of them and got him a pair of socks instead. Whatever, Arthur still liked it. My father and Shelley gave the iPad to her sister's kids, so now they have 2 iPads, and I know that because Shelley made a point of telling Arthur, in front of me, that her nephews got the best gift ever and that she was sorry he couldn't have the same thing. Arthur just kept playing with his new Lego set. He either didn't listen or didn't care. I still made sure to keep her away from him throughout the night. My dad saw that, and I think he finally realized my kid wouldn't care about the iPad. He called me yesterday and apologized, more sincerely this time. All that said, I think you guys are right about him. This incident and how he has reacted has made it clear that he doesn't really respect me as a parent or care about my boundaries for my children, so I will closely monitor the time he spends with Arthur and Lucy in the future. The only reasons why I'm not completely cutting him off are because he apologized, and he is generally a good grandfather to my kids, and my son loves spending time with him. Shelley's on timeout, though. I have no interest in taking my kids to his place if she's there. The only reason I didn't make a scene at what she said to my son was that I had to keep my husband from doing the same. Thank you all, and happy holidays.